Hello, welcome. In this lecture, we're going to understand about the very important three modes of teachings that were practiced by Buddha himself. The three are Sila, Samadhi, and Prajna. Now, what are these three? Okay, why are they important and what is the place of these three in Buddhism is what we're going to understand. So let's get started. You see, Buddhism is usually thought as nothing short of a school which basically talks about the path of what? The path of practice. You see, this is the crux of how you summarize the school. Buddhism is nothing but the school which shows us the path of practice, but it is equally a path of understanding which is dealing with the practice itself. So this practice is only going to come into consideration, this practice is only going to fructify once there is understanding involved, right? And what is that understanding? That understanding is pertaining to the world, right? That everything is temporary. There is nothing permanent in the philosophy of Buddhism. So, in order to, ensure that this is something which is done right, what do we need? We basically need to train our minds, okay? But we need to train them in a certain way that they are going to understand the truth, right? They're going to understand the right knowledge or jnana, right? So we have to not just train our minds, we just have to train our whole being. Even included, we have to train our everyday life, basically the little things that you do. Why do you do them? What is the reason behind them? They all need to be brought under practice. So Buddhist training falls in simple three categories. In Sanskrit it is called Sila, then second is Samadhi, the third is what? Prajna. What does this mean? Very simply, Sila is basically nothing but discipline. It is discipline or ethical living. Right. What is Samadhi? Samadhi is concentration. And what is Prajna? Prajna is basically insight. Insight or wisdom. Is this clear? So what is it? It is dealing with discipline or ethical living, concentration, insight or wisdom. Now if you look at these three, you can understand that these are nothing but the paths of training our minds, our whole beings into understanding the truth, right? So whether they summarize the Buddha's Four Noble Truths, whether they talk about the path of enlightenment, whether it's about the middle path, any of the Buddhist theories that we have discussed and that are really important, they are absolutely incomplete without there being Sila, Samadhi or Prajna. Is this bit clear? So let's now talk about them in a detailed manner. Firstly, let's start with Sila, right? What does it deal with? What does it mean on all of those things? You see, variously translated as discipline, ethics, virtue, or morality. Okay, what are the four? These are the four. So when you look at these four, rather, discipline, ethics, virtue, morality, you can get either one of them in the exam. So you need to be absolutely prepared. Sila basically encompasses the aspects, the all aspects that we have discussed in the eightfold path. Okay, what are those aspects? Very quickly, it's dealing with right speech, it's dealing with right concentration, it's dealing with right action, it's dealing with right livelihood. Now, if you look at all of these four, the discipline, ethics, virtue, morality is something which is encompassed in these eight noble eightfold path components, right? So, right speech, right concentration, right action, right livelihood, right? So, ethically, and the aspect here that you have to understand is that this is something which is purely, related with not just the ground that Buddha talks about in order to prepare oneself, but this is something which is imperative. Okay, it is imperative because in the absence of any of these, the end result is next to impossible, right? This is called Shila. Now, the next is Samadhi. You see, translated as concentration, or you can also get it in the exam like calm, abiding, or mindfulness. Samadhi is the foundation. Why do I say Samadhi is the foundation? Samadhi is simply the foundation of Buddhist meditation. Okay, simply the foundation. It's the founding pillar, right? By setting and calming the mind through the practices of meditation, what is the end result? We basically achieve peace and are no longer controlled by our what? Our passions. Okay, and once we are absolutely at peace, we are not controlled by our passions. What is the end result of it? There are no conflicting emotions, there are no kaleshas. Okay, what are kaleshas? Conflicting emotions. We are absolutely devoid of it, so we are at this, we are at peace, right? Then the third one is prajna. What does this mean? Prajna is simply translated as wisdom, insight, and discriminating mind. Let's understand this. You see, prajna in Buddhism's understanding is simply nothing but the defining principle, which is the key to enlightenment. It is the key to enlightenment. Using the powerful